She fell for a stranger on the street in seconds. She spent days hunting him down, drank 4 girls under the table, and stayed awake until 2 in the morning waiting for one reply. Then she found out his name. It was the same as hers. He was her brother. Ethan Liu is 17 years old, and he has already lived an entire lifetime. Not in the poetic sense. Literally. He woke up this morning in the body of his teenage self with every memory of a full life already inside him. Every wound, every humiliation, every moment where he stood in a hallway of a house that should have been his and felt like an unwanted guest. He lay in bed for a while, just staring at the ceiling, running through it all again. His biological family, the Laos, the wealthiest family in Jinhai City. The people who found him, brought him home, and then spent years making sure he knew exactly how little he mattered to them. His sister Lily spread rumors that he was illegitimate. She sent people to bully him in the hallways of his own house. She did it all smiling, all to protect Tyler, the boy who had been living Ethan's life since birth, the fake heir who had no blood connection to the Liu family whatsoever, but who had been treated like a prince while Ethan scraped by on nothing. Ethan remembers all of it, every detail, and he is not angry. He is calm. He is so calm it should be terrifying, because he already knows exactly what he's going to do. His first move is not revenge. Not yet. His first move is Lily. He's going to make her fall in love with him. He knows Lily better than she knows herself. He lived under the same roof as her for years in that last life. Watched every relationship she burned through. Cataloged every preference and weakness. Understood precisely what kind of man she had always dreamed about. Confident, but not arrogant. Mysterious, but not cold. Just barely out of reach. He's going to craft that image down to the last detail, become the ideal man she has always wanted, and then let her chase him. And right when she's most deeply, most desperately in, when she can't imagine a version of her life that doesn't include him, he's going to let her find out who he really is. He wants to see the look on her face. He has been looking forward to it since the moment he woke up. Ethan pulls on a crisp white shirt and walks out into Jinhai City like a man with a very specific appointment. He finds Lily on the street near Jiani Road, laughing with her friends, completely unbothered, not a single thought in her head about biological brothers or complicated family truths. She's bright and tall and turning heads already. She has no idea who he is. She has no idea what's coming. Our guy walks up slowly, unhurried, warm, carrying nothing but sunlight and a polite expression, and stops in front of her group. Hi, excuse me. Could you tell me where the nearest library is? That is all it takes. Lily's heart slams into overdrive before he's even finished the sentence. Her friends freeze, because the young man standing in front of them is genuinely, impossibly good-looking, slightly upturned eyes, the kind of face that looks like someone spent too long designing it, every feature landing exactly where it was meant to. Lily cannot speak. She stands there staring until he asks again, and she snaps back to reality, shooting her hand out toward the road. That way. Got it. Thanks. He gives her a polite smile. He walks away. He doesn't look back once. Lily stands there staring at his back until he completely disappears into the distance. Then her friend's voice cuts through the silence. He is seriously gorgeous. I have never seen a guy this good-looking in my entire life. Lily clenches her fist slowly. She takes a breath. Then, with great composure, she says, "Let's go. We're heading to Jiani Road, too." Walking away, our boy is already laughing. Out loud, to himself, right there on the street, because the look in Lily's eyes was exactly what he needed to see. The hook has landed. The game has begun. He runs the timeline in his head, and he already knows the Liu family is making plans to come for him. In his past life, they brought him home as an adopted son before eventually revealing the truth. In this life, he has different plans entirely. He is not going back on their terms. He is going back on his own. And sure enough, the very next morning, there's a knock at his door. 2 people stand there. The Liu family driver, Jack, and the family housekeeper, Ms. Lee. Ms. Lee has a smile that is perfect. Professional. Designed specifically for situations like this. The delicate work of approaching someone they need and making them feel grateful for the opportunity. She opens the door, and then she actually sees Ethan's face, and her pupils contract sharply before she can control it. She recovers quickly. She's good at her job, but Ethan catches it. He catches everything. He doesn't take the business card she extends with one hand. He leans against the door frame, crosses his arms, and just looks at her, like she is mildly interesting but not important enough to be concerning. So, what do you want? The tone makes Ms. Lee's expression briefly rigid, then smooth again. She delivers the prepared story. Ethan's biological father saved Victor Liu's life. The man has since passed away, and Victor wants to honor that debt by adopting Ethan as his own son, giving him the Liu family name and all the comfort that comes with it. Jack adds, helpfully, the Liu family is the wealthiest in Jinhai City. Agreeing to this would be striking gold overnight. Both of them wear the same expression, patient, polished, slightly smug. The expression of people delivering an offer they expect will be accepted. Ethan is quiet for a moment. Then he laughs, a quiet, genuine laugh. Sorry, I don't make a habit of picking up random parents. He steps back. Is there anything else? If not, don't keep me from my breakfast. He shuts the door in their faces. He can hear them through the door for a while after that, escalating from polite to urgent to almost indignant. Mr. Liu, you need to think this through. This is the Liu family. If you walk away from this, there's no coming back. Ethan pours himself breakfast and doesn't respond even once. Eventually, the voices go quiet. He hears them heading away downstairs. He smiles. Meanwhile, back at the Liu estate, Ms. Lee and Jack return with their report. Victor and Diana sit listening, and Lily happens to be there too. The moment she hears that this mysterious, long-lost son has flatly refused to come back, refused to even take a business card, her reaction is cold and instant. If he doesn't want to come back, fine. She makes a dismissive sound. He's just some lowlife. Who does he think he is? Diana gives her a sharp look. Lily, don't talk like that. You know the situation. Lily rolls her eyes, grabs her car keys, and storms out. She has places to be. She is not interested in being lectured about a stranger who doesn't even have the sense to recognize an opportunity when it's handed to him. Victor, for his part, stays completely unbothered. He barely puts the newspaper down. When Diana asks what they do now, he leans back and delivers his assessment the way a man who is almost never wrong delivers assessments. He's cautious. He doesn't believe good things can just fall into his lap. I'll go myself in a few days. He'll change his tune when he sees what real money looks like. Diana exhales in relief. Of course, Victor always handles things. She tells herself, their son is out there. He just needs to see what he's missing. She just hopes he's smart enough, mature enough, well-behaved enough to deserve what they're about to offer him. She has no idea what she's about to walk into. And our boy? He's already thinking about his next move. He knows Lily. He knows that when she's angry and has no boyfriend, she goes to the internet cafe. He knows that when she does have a boyfriend, she runs straight to him. He also knows that right now, she doesn't have a boyfriend. And he is the person she fell for at first sight on that street. Which means she's coming to Gianni Road today. Almost certainly. Ethan picks up a psychology book, heads to the library, and settles in next to the window. He picks the spot deliberately, the one where the afternoon light falls through the glass and hits perfectly. He looks good in this light. He knows he looks good. He opens his book and begins to read. Approximately 1 hour later, he hears that bright, surprised voice cut through the quiet hum of the library. It's you. He looks up slowly. And there she is, Lily, not even far away, already striding straight toward him with her whole face lit up like someone just told her the best news of her life. She's beaming, heart clearly hammering. Our boy doesn't smile. He furrows his brow slightly, like he's trying to remember where he's seen her before. The flicker of disappointment that crosses Lily's face in that moment, the tiny deflation when she realizes he doesn't remember her, is exactly what he was waiting for. The trap is set, and Lily is walking straight into it, step by step, entirely of her own free will. Lily recovers fast. She flashes him her biggest smile, explains who she is, the directions, yesterday, Gianni Road, and watches his expression clear into polite recognition. He acts like it's just clicking into place for him. Oh, right. Her. She asks if she can sit across from him. He says go ahead. Then he opens his book back up and gives her absolutely nothing. No conversation. No attention. No follow-up questions. He reads. Lily sits across from him with her heart pounding and zero idea what to do. She stares at him. He doesn't look up. She scrambles for something, anything, to say, and lands on the most generic opener possible. So, I noticed you're reading a psychology book. Are you studying psychology? No. He sets the book down. just a personal interest. She tries again. Still in school? University? What year? Obviously university. All these questions land flat. And then his expression shifts, just slightly, just enough, and he looks at her with a flash of genuine impatience. Is there something you actually need? Lily's heart skips, and then she makes a decision that most people in her position wouldn't make. She goes completely honest. She looks straight into his eyes with those warm, doe-shaped eyes of hers and says, "From the moment I first saw you, I've liked you. I've been coming to Gianni Road every single day just to find you. Will you give me a chance to pursue you?" Here's the thing about Lily that our guy understands completely. She burns through boyfriends at record speed. She's never been devoted in her life. She doesn't want someone who rolls over for her. A man who just says yes immediately has no appeal. She wants a challenge. She wants resistance. She wants someone who makes her feel like she's actually working for something. So Ethan gives her no. Not dramatically. Calmly. He lets her finish without a single word, then smiles at her. Gentle, composed, almost bored. "Whether you pursue me is entirely your call. Why are you asking me for permission? What if I say no? You'll just disappear." "Lily, if that's how it works, then my answer is clear. No." His voice is soft. His expression is iron. There's a trace of quiet annoyance behind it that somehow makes the whole thing worse. He picks up his book, stands, and prepares to leave. "Anything else? If not, I'm heading out." Lily scrambles to her feet the moment he moves. She rushes to explain. That's not what she meant. She wasn't asking for permission. She just wanted to be upfront. And then, "No matter what you decide, I'm going to pursue you." She says it with total sincerity. No performance. Just fact. He gives her one cool look. "Suit yourself." And he leaves. On the way out, he pulls another book off a nearby shelf, like she's already been filed away and he's moved on. Lily follows for a few steps, offers lunch, gets declined, asks for his contact. He tells her, "Maybe next time, if we happen to run into each other again." She doesn't push further. The moment he's gone, she rushes back inside the library. She's not leaving. If his next time means this library, she's going to be here every day until it happens. Things that come too easily are never truly valued. Our guy knows this better than anyone. And while Lily is busy making plans, back at the Liu estate, Victor Liu is making his own. He shows up at Ethan's door on Sunday morning with Diana beside him. No representatives this time. The chairman of Shanghong Group himself, accompanied by his wife, standing outside a modest apartment because a 17-year-old turned down 2 of their employees and apparently needs to be handled personally. The moment the door opens and they see Ethan's face, both of them freeze. Not just because of his looks, though that clearly hits them, but because of how completely unbothered he is. He leans against the door frame like this is a minor inconvenience. "Who are you?" Victor puts on his warmest, most practiced smile. He's spent decades doing this. Managing people, reading rooms, saying exactly what needs to be said. He introduces himself, offers his card with a gracious gesture. Ethan doesn't take it. "So, what do you want?" Not a trace of respect. Diana's brow tightens. Victor pockets the card and launches into the story again. The life debt, Ethan's father's sacrifice, the wish to honor it. He adds emotional weight this time. He looks at Ethan with practiced warmth and talks about 17 years of suffering, about not wanting him to struggle anymore, about the Liu family backing him in anything he wants to do. He delivers it with feeling. It's a genuinely good performance. Ethan feels nothing. His expression stays completely flat. "No thanks." Same answer as before. "I don't make a habit of picking up random fathers." Victor's face drops. He argues, this isn't picking up a random father. This is honoring a debt. Ethan is already done. He tells Victor, his father saved Victor's life. He didn't. Victor fed his father well and treated him right. That's enough. His son is a separate matter. Victor makes the mistake of gesturing around the apartment. "You call this fine? As long as I'm happy, it's fine." When Ethan turns to leave, Diana rushes after him, pleading about money, about villas, about limited edition cars and watches that would be his the moment he agreed. Everything he could ever want, handed over just by saying yes. Our boy stops. He turns around. And then he looks at Diana and speaks with a voice that is sharp and completely controlled, and every single word lands like a stone. He tells her the truth about what this is. His father saved her husband's life. and the only way she can think to repay that debt is by adopting him. And if he refuses to be their son, he gets nothing. What does that tell him? It tells him this was never about honoring his father. She sees someone who looks the part and sees someone useful to the Liu family. Elite families don't do charity, they do strategy. If he became their adopted son, every cent they invested in him, they'd expect back tenfold. The moment he stepped out of line, they'd brand him ungrateful. He takes a slow breath. You're the ones betraying a debt, and you dress it up as generosity. Money, power, reputation, all of it for you. Don't come looking for me again. Whatever you say, my answer will always be no. He walks away with a light step. Back at the Liu estate, it doesn't go well. Victor smashes a vase the moment they're home and turns on Diana with everything he's been holding since the apartment steps. How did she just stand there? Not one word while a teenage boy spoke to him like that. He's the chairman of the most powerful family in the city, and he got lectured by a kid who lives in a one-bedroom apartment. Diana fires back that she had her own feelings about it. She tells Victor she doesn't want this son anymore. This was never going to work. The kindness was wasted. She'd rather just send money from a distance and call it settled. Her only real son is Tyler. She's done. Victor is furious, but he doesn't push it. Not yet. He has his own calculations running. Elsewhere, at a busy airport, Tyler Liu steps through arrivals with his sister Serena, souvenirs from Country H in hand, cheerful and completely unaware that everything he knows about his life is about to be dismantled. He went abroad to fix a scar on his face from a minor car accident. The kind of minor issue that would go unnoticed by most people. Tyler couldn't stand it. He pulled Serena along, flew to Country H, and now he's back. Excited to cook dinner for Victor, planning little gestures for Diana, acting like the beloved youngest son of a wealthy family, because as far as he knows, that is exactly what he is. Serena walks beside him, and she already knows about the new brother situation. She's been thinking about it the whole flight home. She hopes whoever this person is, he knows his place. Because if he reaches for things that aren't his, blood or no blood, Serena is not going to let it slide. She's smiling. She's always smiling. And back across the city, our guy is sitting in a library with a psychology book, waiting to see if Lily took the bait. She did, of course. She always does. Several days pass. Ethan deliberately stays away from Gianni Road. He goes back and forth between school and his rented room. He doesn't appear at the library. He doesn't contact Lily. He gives her nothing. No signal that he thought about her. No hint that he even remembered her name. He knows exactly what this silence does to someone like Lily. It eats at her. It keeps her coming back. Then, finally, he heads back toward Gianni Road. Before he even gets close to the library, he sees her, crouched outside the entrance with a face that looks thoroughly fed up, like she's been sitting here long enough to regret all her choices, but is too stubborn to leave. Lily spots him at the same moment he spots her. Their eyes lock. She lights up and sprints over like someone just told her she wants something. I finally found you again. Can I get your contact now? Ethan's face goes cold and flat. His expression doesn't soften, it sharpens. He looks at her with something that could almost be contempt and says, "Rich people are all the same. Always chasing someone young, naive, and easy to control. Isn't that right?" The implication hits her immediately. Something is clearly wrong. Something happened. Lily tenses. He turns to leave. She hurries after him. Did something happen? Talk to me. Maybe I can help. He ignores her. She presses forward with sincerity, tells him she never meant to make him uncomfortable, that she just wants real connection, something built on respect and equal ground. She's been coming to this library every single day just hoping to see him again. She just wants to be his friend. For now, something in Ethan's wall begins to crack. Deliberately. Lily doesn't miss it. She pushes forward. Once you get to know me, you'll realize how easy I am to like. He raises an eyebrow. You're not much to look at. This lands. Lily is objectively beautiful, tall, bright-faced, the kind of girl who turns heads everywhere she goes at school. But the line doesn't insult her. It throws her completely off balance, and somehow the distance between them closes in the next few minutes without either of them officially deciding it. They end up in a nearby cafe. Coffee. Sitting across from each other. Lily asks what was bothering him earlier. Our guy goes quiet for a long moment, choosing his words carefully, and then he tells her a story. A wealthy couple showed up at his door. They claimed his family owed them a debt. They want to adopt him as their son. They said if he agrees, he'd skip years of struggling and have everything he ever needed overnight. Lily immediately indignant. You're almost an adult. Why are they coming now? What does that even mean? He glances at her. Lets the next part settle in quietly. He's an orphan. Never knew his father. His mother left when he was 7. After that, he made it through school on donations from strangers. He delivers this in a completely even voice. Calm, unbothered, which somehow makes it hit harder than any amount of emotion would. Lily's heart breaks a little. She can feel it. That must have been so hard. Not really. I got used to being on my own. He meets her eyes briefly. I got a little angry earlier. I took it out on you. Sorry. Don't apologize. They're the ones in the wrong. She immediately offers help. Her family has connections in Jinhai City, she says. She can make a call, and whoever this rich couple is, they won't bother him again. She warns him that people like that don't give up easily. She says he's way too good-looking to become someone's adopted son. They just want to control him. And Ethan, for the first time, smiles. Not the cold, calculated smile. Something warmer, just at the edges, just for a second. Don't worry. Nothing they say will change my answer. Talking to you actually helps. I feel a lot lighter. He takes out his phone and lets her add him as a contact. He drops one piece of information as they talk, casually, like it doesn't matter. He was fast-tracked into Qingbei University at 15. Lily blinks. Then he makes an excuse to leave, says the apartment he bought needs a renovation crew, and he has to go figure that out. Lily offers to come along. He's just detached enough that she stops herself. They're not close enough yet. Being too eager will push him away. She waits, watching his back as he goes, standing there for a long moment before she finally looks down at her phone and stares at his contact information. Simple name. Bare social feed. Almost nothing on it. But the corners of her mouth just keep curling up. She finally has his contact. She knows his name. Ethan Liu. What a great name. And he even shares her last name. She thinks, isn't this fate? Isn't this them destined to be family? If she only knew. Now, here's something the story slides in quietly, and I need you to understand just how extraordinary this boy actually is. Because university at 15 is barely scratching the surface. Ethan Liu is the largest shareholder of Golden Moon Jewelry, the most exclusive jewelry brand in Jinhai City, the kind of brand that most ordinary people have never even heard of. He became a shareholder at 13 years old. He had a single piece of imperial green jade that rescued the entire Mu family from the edge of bankruptcy. In return, they gave him 50% of their company. Every year since, he travels to Myanmar, brings back exceptional raw stones, and sells them to the brand. His eye for quality is what turned Golden Moon into Jinhai City's undisputed leader in fine jewelry. Oh, and he is also a nationally protected researcher. The state assigned him 4 elite specialists as protectors. He lives in a 2-story private villa on the Qingbei University campus, the kind of quarters normally reserved only for full professors or people who have made extraordinary contributions to the university. He is currently in the final stages of a classified research project so critical that his advisor, Dr. Zhang, has the mayor of Jinhai City practically bowing every time he visits. This is who Lily has been trying to pursue. She has no idea, and neither does the Liu family. Yet, Marcus, son of the Mu family, for years older than Ethan, and the closest thing our guy has to a real friend, shows up when Ethan calls him. He runs an interior renovation business. He drops everything the moment Ethan reaches out, showing up near Gianni Road almost immediately, easy and uncomplicated in the way that only genuinely loyal people are. Ethan finally bought himself a place. I thought you were going to live on campus forever. They grab a quick meal. Marcus teases him about chasing someone. Ethan's parents told him. Ethan turns it back around. Marcus has been chasing someone too, and apparently also told his parents. Marcus goes red. Once I win her over, I'll bring her out so you can meet her. Ethan smiles. Looking forward to it. These are the moments you almost forget are happening inside a war. Victor Liu does not accept losing. That is important to understand about him. He could not make Ethan move through persuasion. He could not make him move through money. So he tries the oldest trick in the playbook. He simply makes staying where Ethan is too uncomfortable to be an option. He pays someone to approach Ethan's landlord, Ms. Yun, and offer twice the market rent for the apartment, with the condition that Ethan must leave within 3 days. Ms. Yun refuses. Victor raises it to 4 times the rent. That's the kind of offer you don't refuse in a normal world. Ms. Yun calls Ethan and tells him everything, and she sounds guilty about it, tripping over herself to explain that she turned them down, that she's on his side. Go ahead and rent to them, Ethan says. 4 times is nothing to them. I can stay on campus anyway. Just please don't tell them anything about my situation. He hangs up, eyes going cold. He knew Victor would make a move. He just didn't expect it quite this soon. He almost finds it interesting, the predictability of people who have never been refused anything. He glances at his messages. Lily has sent several. He replies casually to one of them. Then he calls Dr. Jiang. Someone's messing with me. My landlord called. I've got 3 days to leave. He keeps his tone light. Mentions the Liu family's adoption push in passing, like a footnote. It is not a footnote to Dr. Jiang. Dr. Jiang, who has the mayor of Jinhai City, treating him with total deference, whose background is not spoken about openly even at the highest levels of the university, goes immediately and completely furious on Ethan's behalf. Ethan is his student, yes, but more importantly, Ethan is not someone who causes scenes. He is steady, disciplined. He never lets his abilities make him arrogant. He is carrying one of the most critical research projects in existence right now, and he is at the final stretch. The fact that some wealthy family is using pressure tactics on him, at this stage, is not acceptable. Stay on campus. Don't go out unless you have to. I'll have someone look into this. The Liu family is small time. They can't cause real damage. Dr. Jiang hangs up and immediately makes another call to someone who isn't identified. You have 1 day to dig into the Liu family. Find out who they've been in contact with recently. If anything looks off, handle it. Ethan listens to the dial tone. His mouth curves into a quiet smile. Then Lily messages him. She's near Qingbei University. She wants to take him out for barbecue. He agrees, he's actually hungry. The barbecue place he picks has the best reviews in the area. By the time they get there, it's late. The place is nearly full, and Qingbei University students are everywhere, loud, relaxed, eating well. The moment Ethan sits down, heads start turning. Multiple girls keep glancing over from nearby tables. They hold back only because Lily is sitting across from him, and from that detail alone, Lily's pride quietly soars. He zones out, stares at the table. No attempt at conversation. Lily shifts in her seat, searching for an opener. She lands on. We ordered so much spicy stuff. Shouldn't we get something to drink? Milk tea? I can go grab some. Before she can finish, a cup of milk tea lands on their table. A strikingly beautiful girl stands there, smiling straight at Ethan. Soft, delicate, every inch of her manner radiating carefully engineered warmth. Out again for a late-night snack. Here, your favorite jade green milk tea. And just like that, a timer starts counting down in Lily's head. Her name is Chloe Gue, finance student, 1 year ahead of Ethan. One of the most talked about people on the entire Qingbei campus. Guys line up to chase her. But she fell for Ethan at first sight, too proud to ever admit it. And so instead she appears wherever he goes, wards off any girl who gets close, and never once confesses. She orbits him constantly from a safe distance. Tonight, she pulls out the chair right next to him and sits down, and 3 more girls instantly appear behind her and pull up chairs. Lily's expression goes dark immediately. The 4 of them talk over each other, introducing themselves to Ethan, apologizing to Lily for crashing, while simultaneously making it clear she is an outsider on their campus who is sitting in their space. They shut Lily out of every conversation with cheerful, weaponized warmth. I bet you didn't see this coming, because Lily is 1 against 4 on unfamiliar ground, and instead of retreating, she sits up straighter. Ethan watches from the corner of his eye. This is exactly what he wanted. He lets it run for just long enough, and then he steps in. Chloe, everyone. This is my friend Lily. She's who I'm here with tonight. Chloe's smile stalls for exactly 1 beat. Then she turns to Lily smoothly, apologizes prettily for not noticing her, and the other 3 follow. The apologies are hollow, and everyone in the room knows it. Lily accepts them with a smile that doesn't reach her eyes. Then she turns to the table with perfect composure. Any senior of Ethan's is a senior of mine too. What would you all like to eat? Tonight's on me. Chloe fires back immediately. You're not a Qingbei student. You're our guest. We insist on treating. Lily smiles. Then, since Chloe's treating tonight, I'll take you out another time, Ethan. Chloe's smile freezes. Lily scores. What follows is a drinking battle. Chloe and her 3 friends try to drink Lily under the table, 1 against 4, concerted and coordinated. Lily puts every single one of them flat out without blinking. Her family has a high alcohol tolerance. She doesn't even need to try that hard. By the time the meal ends, Lily hasn't lost a single round. When Ethan suggests heading out, Lily delivers the finishing blow. She looks at Chloe, barely holding herself upright, and says pleasantly, "Chloe, Ethan and I are heading out. Thanks for treating tonight. Next time I'm on campus, dinner is on me. What class are you in?" Chloe is too drunk to form a proper response. She has no choice but to watch them walk out together. The night air outside is cool and smells of alcohol, which Ethan finds slightly unpleasant. He glances at Lily, cheeks lightly flushed, a little loose in her words, and she immediately tries to explain that she doesn't usually drink. Her family just happens to have a high tolerance. Tonight was an exception. The more she explains, the worse it sounds. She knows it, and she can't stop. A flash of frustration crosses her face. Ethan calls her a car, tells her to get home and rest, then walks away, saying he's going to grab something, and returns with a small box of hangover pills that he presses into her hands. "Take these. You'll feel better." He gets her into the car. He walks away. Lily watches him go, and then the spiral begins. She is convinced she ruined this. He must think she lives at bars. He's impressive, clearly has no shortage of people chasing him, including Chloe, who comes from money and is stunning and has a whole campus's worth of connections. And Lily just sat there and drank her under the table like she was at a college party. She should have pretended to be more drunk. She should have let him walk her somewhere. She should have. She gets home, messages him immediately. She got home safe. "Thank you for the hangover pills. They really worked." Did he make it back? No reply. Messages come every half hour through the night. At first normal, then more anxious. Then at 2 in the morning, there's a final message, and the panic bleeding through the screen is almost physical. Our guy picks up his phone the next morning. There are 23 messages from Lily. He reads through all of them. His expression doesn't change, but slowly, a smile spreads across his face. He types one line back, "Sorry, I was exhausted last night and passed out the second I got home." Lily replies instantly. She clearly didn't sleep at all. "Oh, so you were asleep. I thought you were ignoring me." Small sad face emoji. Before he can even respond, another message. "Are you free today? I know this amazing sushi place." "I'm not free today. I'm moving." She offers to come help. He says he can manage. She says she's already at the front gate of Qingbei University. Ethan's mood lifts immediately. "Fine. Wait at the east gate. I'll be out soon." Lily helps Ethan move his things. It doesn't take long. And when it's done, when she finally looks up and realizes where on campus they are, she stops moving. Because they are standing in the Qingbei University Villa complex. 2-story private villas. The kind reserved only for full professors or people who have contributed something extraordinary to the university. The last student who lived in one of these was 5 years ago, a student named Byron who took first place at the Global Robotics Championship and put Qingbei University's name on the international map overnight. Lily watched that competition on television as a kid. That senior became her idol. Now she is standing in this boy's living room. This boy who looks about her age. "Yes," Ethan says, seeing her expression. "I did something significant. Dr. Zhang applied for this villa on my behalf." Lily's throat moves. "What did you do?" "Can't say. Classified. But if things move quickly, you'll know within a few months." She tries. "What field?" "Signed an NDA." She just looks at him. Sunlight pouring through the glass, catching him perfectly. Effortlessly cool and just a little out of reach. She says 5 words very quietly. "You're really something else." He looks back at her. "Yes, I really am." If Lily was drawn to him at first by his face, she is now completely and entirely captivated. Deep respect lives alongside everything else she feels. She has met handsome, brilliant boys before, the best students, the top of every class. Compared to this, they are not even in the same ballpark. And she is aware, consciously, that something has shifted in how she sees him. He has risen several levels in her heart in one afternoon. They go to lunch at a Japanese place near campus. Over the meal, Lily chatters about her family, mentions her brother Tyler, says he's the same age as Ethan, says if they ever met they'd probably have loads to talk about. She's already planning it. If Tyler could become friends with Ethan, her own chances would go up. I should introduce you sometime. Ethan nods. Sure, I'd like that. He has no visible reaction to the suggestion of meeting the fake heir who spent 17 years living his life. Lily drives home after, stops at a luxury counter to pick up a designer bag for Tyler, a peace offering to sweeten him up, and arrives at the Liu estate in a genuinely good mood for the first time in days. Meanwhile, across Jinhai City, something is unraveling inside Shanghong Group. The tax authorities show up for an audit. Then, one by one, Liu Group's business partners start pulling out of contracts. New projects die on the spot. Victor Liu watches his business take hit after hit and recognizes immediately that this is not coincidence. Someone is deliberately targeting him. He spends a fortune reaching out to his most trusted contacts. Most of them won't even talk. The ones who do let just enough slip. Sounds like you've crossed someone recently. Whoever is coming after you has serious weight behind them. We can't afford to say a word against them. Victor panics. He racks his brain going over every deal, every partnership, every person he's interacted with recently. He cannot figure it out. Then a contact from higher up calls. Tells him, apparently, he mistreated a person of national importance. This is just a warning. Victor is stunned. How could I have mistreated someone like that? I wouldn't even know how. The contact pauses. A few days ago, did you rent out a small apartment at several times the market rate? And just like that, the memory crashes back. The apartment. The 4 times rent pressure tactic. The teenager he tried to force out to make him compliant. Victor's stomach drops. He doesn't speak for a moment. From what I hear, the contact says, you were trying to bring that boy in as some kind of godson. His background is extraordinary. The people above initially flagged you as a potential spy. They investigated and cleared you. So this is just him sending you a simple message. Listen to me. Don't bother pulling strings this time. It won't work. Pay back every yuan, formally apologize to those business partners, and call it a lesson learned. The contact hangs up. Victor stands there, listening to the dial tone. He cannot move. He had assumed the biological son he'd written off was a dropout who couldn't even finish high school, not someone the state itself valued and protected. He made one small move, one apartment, one pressure tactic against a teenager, and he almost got flagged as a spy. For a moment, there's regret. Then it dissolves completely into something that surprises even him. Pride. Pure, overwhelming pride. Of course. This is his blood. This is his son. Even raised completely outside the Liu family, with no resources and no name, he turned out extraordinary. If Ethan is this exceptional on his own, what happens when the Liu family stands behind him? Victor's entire position shifts in the time it takes the dial tone to end. Ethan cannot come back as an adopted son. He must come back as the true heir. He tells Diana everything. She is shaken. She didn't believe the business attacks could have anything to do with the boy she had never raised. But when Victor says he wants to bring Ethan back as the true heir, reality lands on her like a weight. Tyler has been with us since he was small. If he finds out he's not our biological son, it will destroy him. Victor doesn't have the patience for that argument anymore. He points out, bluntly, what Ethan almost did to their empire with barely a lifted finger. The state itself is watching. If they keep mistreating the person those people above value, there won't be a Liu family left to protect. He is our biological son, Victor says. If we bring him back, the Liu family rises with him. Diana eventually agrees. Tyler will have to accept it. They tell him. Diana shows Tyler the paternity test report. And here's where you need to slow down and actually feel what Tyler feels in this moment, because it hits like a physical blow. He went abroad for a short trip. He fixed a scar on his face. He came home with souvenirs and a Cartier necklace for his mother. And now he's sitting here being told that his entire life, every birthday, every family dinner, every "I love you" from people he thought were his parents, was built on top of something that belonged to someone else. Tears pour down his face. He can't stop them. He bites his lip hard and tells himself to hold it together, and he cannot. And yes, it gets worse. Serena and Lily come in and learn that Diana has already told Tyler the truth. Serena is furious. Lily listens and starts feeling something off. Too many coincidences. Her real brother goes to Qingbei University, was recently approached by a wealthy couple trying to claim him, was forced out of his apartment through pressure tactics. She speaks on instinct before she's even fully processed the thought. Mom, what is his name? Diana wipes her eyes. Ethan Liu. The name hits Lily like a wrecking ball. Her face goes white. Completely white. In an instant. Because she already knows that name. She added it as a contact just days ago. She spent the night awake sending him messages. She sat across from him in a cafe and told herself the same last name must be fate, must be destiny, must mean they were meant to find each other. She was right. Just not in any way she could have imagined. The Liu family shows up at Qingbei University the next day. All of them. Victor, Diana, Serena, Tyler, and Lily, dressed to impress, carrying bags full of gifts, prepared to do what no member of this family has ever willingly done before, apologize. Tyler came even though they told him to stay home. He insisted. The most innocent person in all of this, he said, was Ethan. He had lived someone else's life for 17 years. The apology belonged to him too. His decency moves both Diana and Serena deeply. Their resentment toward Ethan grows sharper. Lily feels nothing but dread. She holds on to one last thread of hope. Maybe this is a different person. Maybe the name is a coincidence. Maybe when she sees her real brother for the first time, she'll look at a stranger. A real stranger. And then a familiar figure walks out through the campus crowd. Lily's face changes. She wishes she could disappear from the earth entirely. He spots her immediately. He clocks the way she's standing, the lightning strike expression, the barely controlled horror. He narrows his eyes slightly, keeps his face completely blank, and shifts his gaze away. Deliberate. Smooth. Like she's just part of the scenery. He looks at Tyler. Color is off. Smile is painful. Eyes look like they've been crying. He looks at Diana. Displeasure, barely contained. He looks at Serena. Pure hostility, not even pretending otherwise. He looks at Victor. Smile on face. Eyes full of ambition and pride, as if Ethan being exceptional is something Victor himself achieved. Don't tell me you're here to pressure me into being your son again. Before Victor can even open his mouth, Serena fires up beside him. Is that how you speak to people? You actually said that to your elders? Elders? Ethan raises an eyebrow and looks at them steadily. You mean the people who showed up out of nowhere wanting to claim me as a son, then used pressure tactics when I said no? Serena goes rigid. What did you just? Victor cuts her off with a sharp look before she can finish, the kind of look that could stop a sentence midair, then turns to Ethan with his most practiced warmth. He says this was his fault. He handled things badly. He came here specifically to apologize. Diana steps forward with a gift bag, forcing a smile. Ethan, no need. Immediate. Clean. He states that the apartment situation didn't affect him. The school gave him a villa. He says he accepts the apology. He doesn't want the gift. Victor pushes gently, says this isn't acceptable. He feels genuinely responsible. Then he pivots. There's something he needs to discuss. He's reserved a table at Enyan restaurant. It's almost lunchtime. Why don't they talk over a meal? No need. Whatever you want to say it here. Victor tries again. Come on. It's close. It won't take long. I don't want to eat with you. The smile fades off Victor's face by degrees. He draws a slow breath. Starts to speak. And then Serena loses it. She shouts. Full volume. Right there at the crowded school entrance where Qingbei University students are walking past in every direction. It's just a meal. What is your problem? You actually said you don't want to eat with us? Who do you think you are? Heads turn. People stop. The whole scene plays out in public, in front of everyone. Ethan doesn't raise his voice. Doesn't flinch. He looks at her with that quiet, unmoved expression and says, I never said I was anything special, but I do have the right to say no to a meal with you. He turns and walks away, into the crowd, without looking back. The Liu family has no chance to respond. He's simply gone. Serena is seething. Victor is furious, but people are watching, and he is the chairman of Shanghong Group, and causing a scene here would be worse. He forces everything down and turns a vicious glare on Serena instead. Not the time. Back at the villa, it's a different story. Victor destroys the living room. Several vases. Full volume. He tears into Serena with everything. How many times did he say to keep her mouth shut? She's his biological sister and she thinks that means something? He specifically told her Ethan is someone the state itself values. And she stood at a crowded school gate and shouted at him like he was a misbehaving child. What exactly is she? Tyler and Lily stand to the side, not breathing. Victor turns on Diana too. Tells her she should have brought Ethan home the moment they found out who he was. Instead, She wanted to protect someone else's feelings and bring him back as an adopted son. Completely backed into a corner now because of that choice. He pushes all the blame onto Diana and then storms out of the villa. The moment he's gone, Tyler breaks. He held himself together for the entire confrontation at school. He held himself together on the car ride home. But now, standing in the living room that has always been his, he just breaks. Tears fall fast and heavy. He cannot understand any of this. He went abroad for a short trip. He came back and his entire existence changed. He makes a decision that has been forming somewhere quiet inside him since the moment Diana showed him that test report. He goes to his room. He starts packing. Lily finds him first, then Serena. Then Diana comes rushing in. Tyler's voice shakes, but his words are clear. He has been living someone else's life for 17 years. He didn't earn any of it. If he leaves, Ethan can return without anything weighing on him. Victor's business problems would ease. Everything can go back to the way it should be. He has to go. Diana wraps her arms around him and doesn't let go. Blood is not everything. In my heart, you are my real son. If you leave, what would become of me? Serena. In my heart, you are the only brother I have. As for anyone else, no matter how impressive they mean nothing to me. Lily takes a breath that costs her something. Looks at the brother who has always mattered most to her. Actually crying. Actually preparing to disappear from her life. And says, in my heart, you are the only brother I have, Tyler. Please don't go. If you leave, this family falls apart. She means it. Even knowing what she now knows about Ethan, even carrying that complicated weight, she means every word. Tyler breaks completely. Mother and son collapse into each other. Serena and Lily finally exhale. He's staying. And Diana, looking at her son's tears, holding him like she hasn't since he was small, makes a promise. If it comes to it, she will go to Ethan herself. She will tell him the truth. She will beg him to come back. And if he refuses, she will get down on her knees. Across campus, our guy finishes a nap and starts thinking through his next move. Right on schedule. One day later, barely, Diana arrives at Qingbei University with all 3 of her children. She leads with the biggest card she has. I am your biological mother. Ethan laughs. Not a polite laugh. A real one. Short and genuine. Carrying nothing but contempt. He looks at her and says, my biological mother. Last time you told me, I was the son of your husband's life-saving benefactor. Now I'm suddenly your own son. His eyes are completely unmoved. Diana presses her lips together. Before she can find words, Tyler steps forward. He is steady. He is heavy with something that looks like real sorrow. He asks, quietly, earnestly, with that disarming openness that is completely genuine and somehow also perfectly deployed, if they can find a cafe and sit down. He wants to walk Ethan through everything from start to finish. Ethan looks at Tyler. In his past life, every time Tyler made this exact face, Serena and the others would humiliate Ethan without a second thought. Tear him down. Tell him he wasn't worthy. But that was a different life. That was the version where Ethan was powerless. He glances at Serena, catches her furious but forced expression, the jaw held tight, the carefully controlled hostility, and lets out a quiet breath. I'll give you half an hour. Sit down. Tell me what happened. He gestures at Tyler with a slight tilt of his chin. All 3 sisters feel it in that single gesture, the casual authority behind it, the absence of any deference toward a boy who has never once had to earn his position. All 3 frown. Tyler lays it all out. Steady, sincere, every word chosen with care. He explains the adopted son plan, that the family wanted to bring Ethan in quietly first, restore his real identity slowly over time, let him adjust. He says no one expected it to escalate the way it did. At the end, he puts in a word for Victor, says Victor didn't mean harm, was just afraid Ethan would struggle out there alone. Then Tyler does the thing he does best. He turns the emotional weight onto himself. None of this would have happened without me. If you're going to blame anyone, blame me. Don't blame mom and dad. They love me too much. They couldn't let go of me and they couldn't abandon you. So they told that lie. He says it with complete sincerity. Real tears. Real regret. Real resolve to accept consequences. Diana is already crying before he finishes. Serena and Lily are visibly moved. For a moment, every cold word they ever had for Ethan dissolves under Tyler's carefully constructed narrative. He makes the Liu family look like victims of their own love. He makes Ethan look like he's being given a gift. It is an extraordinary performance. And Ethan sits across from them and listens to every word. Hearing you lay it out like that, he says slowly, I almost feel like I have no choice but to forgive you. Tyler visibly relaxes. Serena and Lily both start breathing again. Then the tone shifts. But let's set aside whether they're even my real parents. His voice is still calm, still quiet. That's what makes it land harder than shouting ever could. The moment they found out the wrong child had been raised here, their first instinct was not to find out how I had been living. It was to protect your feelings. He looks at Tyler without blinking. My foster mother died when I was 7. If I hadn't been sharp enough, kept my grades up, found my own way, where would I be right now? I simply did not want to be brought in as your family's adopted son. And you tried to use pressure tactics to force me to comply. Now you dress that up as concern for my well-being. His voice stays level. It doesn't rise even once. When a parent fears their biological child might go off track, the answer is not to hide who they really are, not to cut off his options, not to crush his dignity and clip his wings and force him back into your house as a second-class son. That is training a dog. Hit them with blow after blow, toss one small reward, and expect gratitude. He looks at Tyler one last time. The boy who has been playing the most noble role in the room since the moment he sat down, and delivers his final verdict. You are quite the performer. I must have had nothing better to do to waste half an hour on people like you. He stands. He turns. And Tyler, in genuine panic, moves to reach for his arm. Ethan stops, turns back, looks at all of them with eyes that carry a warning that is all the more threatening for being completely quiet. Do not come looking for me again. Because if you do, I think I'll have another chat with Dr. Jang. And next time I will not be this easy on you. He leaves that line hanging like a stone dropped into still water. And then he walks away. The ripple hits immediately. Tyler completely falls apart, genuinely this time. Not performed, not calculated. He turns to Diana, voice cracking. How could he say that? I was so sincere. Every word I said came from the heart. Did I do something wrong? Diana looks wounded. Serena looks in the direction Ethan walked, and the venom in her eyes is something Diana recognizes from years ago. Something she hoped she'd never have to see again. No, Serena says to Tyler, keeping her voice perfectly smooth. You did nothing wrong. She is petty and ungrateful. Then quieter, to herself, she said we crushed her dignity, clipped her wings. Then I will personally sever every path in front of her. I will make her crawl back to this family. Lily immediately grabs Serena by the arm and pulls her aside, drops her voice to a sharp whisper. He is a person of national importance. If you try anything against him, the state itself will come after you. Serena lets out a dry laugh. Listen to you. Sounds like you know this ungrateful guy personally. Funny, because he doesn't seem to think about you at all. Lily's expression goes tight. She tells Serena not to come crying when it blows up in her face. Serena shoves her aside with an easy smile, waves at Tyler and Diana, and walks off alone. Lily watches her go. Her brow is creased, and she cannot make it uncreased. Because she knows Serena. She knows what Serena's easy smile means. And she knows that whatever Serena is planning, she is already moving. She's not wrong. Later that evening, Ethan walks back toward the campus dorms and finds Chloe Gue waiting at the entrance in all white. She's been disappearing and reappearing at convenient intervals throughout this story, and tonight, she has something new. She says someone was asking about him today. People from outside campus, she says. Didn't look like they had good intentions. What exactly do you mean? Our boy's attention sharpens immediately. He already knows, before she even starts explaining, that this has to be Serena. Lily has genuine feelings for him. He cultivated those feelings deliberately, and they took root. Lily stayed silent during the school gate confrontation, which means his work wasn't wasted. She cares about him. She would never move against him. The only one with the instincts and the willingness to operate from the shadows like this is Serena, the viper who preferred to strike without ever being seen. Chloe tells him everything. 3 men from outside campus, asking questions. Which dorm he lives in, whether he has close friends here, where he usually spends his time, what his routine looks like. A friend of Chloe's who knows how she feels about him passed the information directly to her. Ethan thanks her calmly. He turns down her offer to walk him back. But inside, he's already running the full picture. He doesn't believe Chloe is telling him the complete truth. With his standing on campus, Serena wouldn't make a reckless move until she fully understood the landscape. The most likely scenario, Chloe and Serena have made some kind of arrangement. Chloe gets something she wants. Serena gets to use Chloe's campus network to get close to Ethan. And Serena's real goal is not just information. It's probably a classic rescue scenario, engineered to put Ethan in danger so Chloe can be the one who saves him, which gives Chloe access to him, and gives Serena the cover to do something far worse once his guard is down. Their arrangement suits both of them. They are both, in their own ways, exactly the same. For the next 3 days, Ethan stays on campus. Chloe asks him to eat with her every single day. He turns her down every time. The first day, the second day, the third. On the third day, the story changes. Chloe tells him the 3 men who were investigating him showed up again. This time they paid her. Said they needed to get Ethan off campus, no matter what. Her friend has already had them held. She wants to go check it out together. Suggests eating first. It's getting late, they should grab a bite, and then head over together to find out who is really behind this. She meets him in the campus cafeteria. Busy, crowded, full of Qingbei University students. A corner table, tucked away, public enough that it looks innocent. Witnesses everywhere. Ethan sits across from her, and she lays out the full version of the story, smooth, warm, concerned in exactly the right places. Exactly the way she always is. He smiles. Not the cold smile. Not the calculated one. Just a smile. Like something is clicking perfectly into place. Like a game he's been running in his head has just reached the exact position he needed. Because this is still a story about a 17-year-old who came back from a lifetime of being underestimated. Who built a jewelry empire at 13. Who carries a research project that has the state itself watching. Who stood in front of the wealthiest family in Jinhai City and said no. And brought their empire to its knees before they even understood what was happening. And now there is a viper working from the shadows, a double-faced girl playing both sides, and 3 held men who can lead straight back to whoever is actually pulling the strings. What comes next is going to be extraordinary. Don't miss it. If you want to see what Ethan does next, like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. See you in the next one.